So I met Neil through Jack, and I said to him, you know, if you want some designs, if you want some help with that, just let me know. Then Jack got in touch with me and he said, well, actually, a buddy of mine, Neil, is this iconic bass player. There's this pedal that he loved from the 70s.
The Seamoon Funk Machine is something we used a lot with the Brecker Brothers, with Sanborn, with Roxy, with Dire Straits, and just a sound that we had on not only the bass, but it was on all the horns, on the keyboards. So the Funk Machine was developed so that it got the sound on the bass that I had on all these records, which meant that if the sensitivity was correct, it would sound perfect on horns, sound perfect on keyboards. On all the original tracks back in the 70s and early 80s, most of the pedals, obviously, were just guitar pedals made for the general public. I'd say a great many of them colored the sound of a bass. I wanted the sound of my instrument with an effect on it, not the sound of the effect being my instrument.
For me, that was basically, it really came down first of all to the blend control. So the ability to actually have it completely dry or completely wet. When you have the bass going through the pedal into the amplifier, when it's just set to the dry sound, it is utterly transparent. And that's the critical thing. And I don't think there's many effects pedals or companies that are doing something like this, where you've got somebody who played on these iconic recordings, who is this iconic musician. That's you. And then the designer. So to have these sort of golden ears and to be able to work really closely in order to get to this end result, you know, I think that's a really unique thing and a really special thing, and it results in a fantastic sounding product.
Ben got really into the weeds on some of these, to the point of me having soloed tracks from original Brecker Brothers stuff with those sounds, and he worked the pedal, and then I would play the exact line on the exact bass until it sounded exactly like that. And that's some serious round the rosy. I've used these pedals on a number of tours, and I've had a lot of guys in the band who are using the pedals, and it just seemed like, what's the best way to demonstrate a pedal? So I thought about putting together a rhythm section where I would write tunes that would insist that every instrument have a sound for that song. So I called my good friend Dr. Steve Gadd, who was very magnanimous and thrilled to come the day before he had to leave for a James Taylor tour. Horn section, my godfather, Randy Brecker, who trained me in the Brecker Brothers since I'm 24 years old. Otto Ravati, tenor sax player, Otto Ravati Brecker, and from Saturday Night Live and Letterman Show and every other TV show in the world, Tom Bones Malone from the Blues Brothers on trombone. John McCurry from Alice Cooper, and Cyndi Lauper, and hundreds of others on guitar. Ben Fulton, our designer, wonderful guitar player on the other guitar, and my really dear friend and the greatest band leader in the world, Mr. Paul Schaefer, was playing keyboards. That's where this whole thing started. The Brecker Brothers, Roxy, everybody that was using the Funk Machine when I was playing, and it became a part of our band. So to get to redo something like that with the new Seamoon pedal, to me was it was just historic. The second day we had this fantastic rock band, Tempt, from New York City. Bass player plays Manhattan Prestige basses and uses our pedals. Guitar player uses two of the pedals. They were unbelievable. They made the pedals sound fantastic. It was just an amazing 2 days of playing. Yeah, I'm really thrilled that we've developed a line that is really happening for bass players, and luckily, a lot of guys really dig it that play other instruments.